Hello again. I have another video for you. I'm starting this a little bit later than I probably should, but whatever. I wanted to talk to you about the books that I read in February, and then as well as the books that I hope to read in March. So the first book that I finished in February was Cruel Crown by Victoria Aveyard. The book is the prequel to Red Queen. It focuses on two characters, Queen Corianne, which is Prince Cal's mother, and Captain Farley. Don't read this one before Red Queen though. Read Red Queen beforehand. And I rated this one 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. And the next book I read was A Whole New World by Liz Braswell. I picked this book up on a whim because I read the back and it was an Aladdin adaptation. And I love the Aladdin screenplay, and I also really love the cover of this book. It's really pretty, but unfortunately it did not fulfill my expectations. I guess I had really high expectations going into it. The characters just didn't seem to grow on me. They felt really out of character. It was nice to read about all the characters that were in the movie. They were also in the book. But the story just didn't sit well with me. I just wasn't a huge fan of it. I don't recommend this book, unfortunately. I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. The next books that I read were To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han and P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. These books obviously go together, and I absolutely adored them. I love Jenny Han's writing. They're so cute. It's a really cute chick lit teen romance drama. Yeah, it's just really cute. I gave them both a 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, and I highly recommend them. The last book that I read for February was Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. I also had high expectations for this one. I've seen a lot of hype for it on Instagram, and let me tell you, it did not disappoint. I really enjoyed this story. It's a time travel romance. The two main characters that are in the story, they are on a quest to help save Henrietta, or Etta as she goes by, to save her mother, and she gets involved with a pirate, Nicholas, and they kind of go on a journey through different time periods together. So it's pretty action-packed and some cute romance. Yeah, it's a really good read. And that cover though, it's beautiful. Yeah. So then the books that I want to read in March. Since I'm uploading this a little bit late, I actually already finished 2 books. The first one was Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard. This is the sequel to Red Queen. So yeah, don't read it beforehand. I also really enjoyed this. It was very action-packed, answered some questions from Red Queen, but also created new ones. There was a bit of romance. You got to see more of Mare and Cal and Clorne. So yeah, it was a really good read. I enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. The next book that I read, I actually just finished this last night. It's 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray. This one I really enjoyed as well. It's interdimensional time travel. The main character finds out that her father is dead and that one of their colleagues actually destroyed the data, and he jumps through time, and her and Theo is another colleague of their parents, and they have to jump through time to find him and get some answers. Yeah, it was a really interesting read, and I really love the concept of interdimensional time travel, so it really held my interest. It was really interesting. And that cover, beautiful cover. Another book that I'm hoping to finish for March is Walk on Earth, a Stranger by Rae Carson. I have not read any of Rae Carson's work yet, so this will be my first. This story is about a girl who has the ability to sense gold in the earth, and this is around the time when the California gold rush is happening, so I think it should be very action-packed, and it should have a bit of a romance from what I read. So yeah, I think I'll probably really enjoy this, so I'm looking forward to it. Another book that I want to finish is The Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater. And yes, I looked up how to pronounce her last name. And I really enjoyed her Shiver trilogy, and it made me want to read another series by her, so that's why I picked this one up. Fantasy novel. The main character, it partakes on a yearly race that her community does on water horses, and the race is supposed to be very dangerous. So also very action-packed, and I expect some fantasy and probably some romance, of course. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one as well. Another book that I want to read is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. This is also supposed to be a high fantasy novel. I've heard really great reviews. The main character is raised by chimeras, and she's an artist, and she lives in Prague, and she is requested or ordered to find human teeth and give them to this like overlord who gives her objects so she's able to make wishes. So it sounds really interesting, and I am really excited to start this one as well. Another book that I picked up that's been on my shelf for a while is Good Things by Mia King. This is a story about a girl who lives a very glamorous lifestyle, but she loses it all in a turn of events and goes to live in a cottage and has to live a life that's very mindful and minimalistic, and that's a concept that I'm very interested in, so that's kind of mostly the reason why I picked this book up and thought it'd be interesting. So I'm very excited to start this one as well. And the last book that I'll be hopefully trying to read for the end of March is Zeros by Scott Westerfeld, Margot Lanigan, and Deborah Biancotti. I really enjoy Scott Westerfeld's writing. I read the Ugly series and the Leviathan trilogy a while back, and I fell in love with his writing style. So I'm hoping this one is just as good. This is a story about some teenagers who have abilities, and they don't consider themselves heroes but zeros, and they are also looking for other zeros. So I think it'll be very action-packed. Hoping for some romance, we'll see. Yeah, so I'm very excited about that. I hope to have some more reviews up on the books that I've completed throughout the month, so keep watching for those, and I hope that you enjoyed watching the video. If you have any comments about any of the books I talked about today, just leave a comment in the comment section below and like my video. Thanks for watching.